Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and this is week 5 of my doing 100 weeks of YouTube videos and focusing on living a healthy, happier, or healthy, happy life, basically, or having a healthy, happy lifestyle. Anyway, I am definitely a work in progress, and I apologize. I'm like 3 weeks behind in my videos, so I'm going to try to remember 3 weeks ago because I need to let go of things. I am not letting go of things, so I hold on to them, and I need to let go. Anyway, so I ramble, I prattle. Anyway, I've this week was kind of week 5, kind of a, I wouldn't say it's a rough week, but kind of, still just recovering from the accident and not being able to do as much as I would like to do, and finding myself in interesting situations, Carla situations, doing more than I should have been doing. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to try to go through my little list of things here. Obviously, like, one is financial. I haven't really paid attention to my finances. I'm just making sure my bills are getting paid, and that's about the extent of it, because I'm using my car settlement money to pay bills right now until I find work or something else. So I'm just not worried about money or finances right now. So I know there's things I could probably be doing with that, but I just haven't even looked at it. So I'm just and mentally, I haven't done much either this week. Mostly just trying to mentally boost myself up, tell myself that I'm okay, that I'm doing okay. Not worrying, stressing, spending a lot of time just laying around watching TV and playing games on my phone, feeling very unproductive, which is not good. Haven't been doing, like I said, a lot of things. So socially, I did choose to go to temple for my assignments, to go cleaning on Tuesday night and to go on Saturday. I did ask my supervisor to make things a little bit easy for me, because it was gonna be, I was like, oh, I'm coming, but I'm nervous. So anyway, I went on Tuesday, and of course I walked because I had no car Tuesday night, and then I got to clean. I helped a little bit. I usually help a little bit, but I couldn't do as much as I normally do. And at one point I just said, I'm just going to sit down because I'm just really sore and I can't do anything today. So I apologize to the people that I was working with that night, the volunteers. I was like, yeah, okay, you guys get to keep doing stuff. And we had a few. We didn't have very many. I was hoping we would have more, so I wouldn't have to do as much. But I was like, okay, I did as much as I can do. But I am grateful I could start doing more things, had more use of my hands and things like that. So all the swelling, the inflammation seems to be going down quite a bit, which I'm grateful for. And then, of course, my temple friend wasn't there, and I was like, And then there's this guy that we also work with that I only know him at the temple. So my temple guy, I don't know what you want to call him, like acquaintance. Anyway, he's there to clean, just like as a service missionary, same as me and same as my friend. So I asked him if I could get a ride, and of course a ride home, because I didn't want to have to walk home after cleaning and I was hurting and everything else. And he was like, sorry, his car something was wrong with his car, so he brought his motorcycle, so he couldn't give me a ride home. And I was like, I'd ride on the back of a motorcycle, but my skirt wouldn't, it just barely goes to my knees. It wouldn't be able to get on his motorcycle. So I was like, oh crap. So I had to walk home, and I was like, oh man, I'm so exhausted. So yeah. And then of course I went Saturday. I walked to the temple, and I was so grateful for, mostly sitting positions, some standing ones, but mostly sitting. Discovered that my glasses were hitting the sore on the back of my head, and that if I took them off, that my head didn't hurt quite as much. But having the glasses and a mask on in the temple was really hurting my head. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. It's very painful. So I had to at least take my glasses off because I couldn't take my mask off. So I was like, all right, this is fun. I'm just going to walk around blind because it hurts to wear my glasses. So I did that. But I was able to do what I needed to do, and I was grateful for that. And then once again, not able to find a ride home. So I got to walk both ways, and I was like, that was a bit much for me. So Sunday, thankfully, I was walking and my neighbor just 2 doors down, I think she's 2 doors, maybe 3 doors down, happened to be going to church at the same time that I was, and she offered me a ride, and I was like, yes, a ride. I love a ride. I don't have to walk because I was still sore from the temple Saturday, so I got to do that, and then I chose to sit with her and her family because, I mean, it's just me. I could sit wherever I want to. I usually will sit in the same spot, but sometimes I move around just because I can. And it's nice to sit by other people every once in a while. So I sat by her and I thought it would be really nice. And then, of course, her daughter, her little toddler, came over at one point and was just kind of cute and being all cute and little sly and then leaning up against my arm. And I'm like, well, ow, that hurts. So I put my arm up around her and then she just kind of slid right into my lap. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And I'm like, and that hurts. And I'm like, you need to get off of my lap. But obviously I couldn't just get her off of my lap. So I was like, okay, this is fun. Not really. But I mean, I could have just taken her off of my lap, but I thought it was cute and sweet. And she was kind of, staying out of trouble, behaving because she was sitting on my lap for a few minutes. And I was like, okay. So I talked to her for a little bit, but then I just kind of sat there and waited for her to decide to get up. And she got distracted by coloring or something. And she eventually just moved. But I didn't realize how just tender to the touch that I was. And then someone else at church, after the meeting, came up and they just kind of patted my arm and I was like, oh, don't touch me. I'm like, and it's funny because I'm like, I can do the hugging thing because I can put my arms up and around people, but I just can't have them touch the outside of my arms because they're just really tender. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm glad that I'm here and I got to be around people. And then I was so grateful that my vision board friend offered me a ride home after all the meetings. And I was like, thank you, I'll take a ride. Yay. So I was very happy for that. I am very grateful for for people that give me rides. So that was kind of the extent of my social. Plus my park friend had been giving me rides to to see her chiropractor and get a massage, I think once for the week. So seeing doctors. So this is kind of rolling into my physical as well as my social because I get to see people because I have to ask people for rides places. So this is fun. And got my Brazilian friend to take me to my chiropractor appointment. So that was all good. And then, yeah, my brain is not functioning for 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to think 2 weeks ago. I think my aunt actually picked me up from one of my appointments and I hadn't seen my aunt in a really long time. So I got to talk to my aunt, which is really cool. Got to tell her what I was doing and progress that I was making and how I cut sugar out of my diet. And I mean, I just did simple things like replace regular flour with oat flour and just use honey or agave syrup when I bake. And I just don't buy anything that's artificial or has sugar in it. So I just make my own stuff so I know it doesn't have any sugar in it. And granted, I mean, honey and agave syrup are still natural sugars or forms of sugar, so they have similar reactions in your body. I think that sugar does, but I think they're healthier for you than just regular cane sugar. So anyway, and I don't always put as much in the ingredients in there because honey's a lot more expensive. So you could always half the sugar and it's still okay, I think, in a recipe, but I still like it. I think it tastes good. So I was telling my aunt that and giving her some tips on some stuff. So that was kind of fun. And I got to share with her that I'd lost some weight, which was nice. So it was kind of nice to see my aunt again. Because I had my park friend give me a ride to a doctor's appointment. I had my aunt pick me up, so I didn't have people having to sit around and wait, which I was really glad they didn't have to sit around and wait because it took forever. Anyway, and I might have that week confused with the week 6, but that's okay. I'll just put it where I remember it anyway. So socially, I got to be around a lot of people. So I'm just going to skip to physically because I keep talking about physically. Obviously not physically able to start exercising or doing any other things like that. But slowly getting better. So there's that. I wish my brain would function more today, and it's not. Anyway, I'm still having cognitive issues, making my brain function and cooking things and doing things and trying to remember all the things that I've been doing and I don't remember. But physically, I haven't done a whole lot of anything. Like I said, I think I overdid walking to the temple and trying to clean and do stuff, and then walking and doing stuff on Saturday and then Sunday, and I was just like, oh my gosh, very, very exhausted, because I don't like missing out on doing all of those things, so then I try to do them. But surprisingly, but I have been very grateful, proud of myself, because um, I have stuck to eating healthy foods, and my scale said that I went down 2 pounds this week finally. So like, it's kind of been staying about the same or whatever, up a little bit because of the accident and everything. So I'm grateful that it said I went down a couple of pounds. So I was like, yay, getting somewhere. At least I'm, not gaining weight in all of this, which is good. Still not doing a lot of physical activities, a lot of other things, not eating as much as I should be. That's one of the things with me when I don't feel good or I'm injured or whatever. I don't eat, and I need to eat more. Like, I have food and I can make the food. I'm stiff and sore and tired, so I just haven't been eating, and I haven't been drinking, which is not good. I haven't been drinking my water. Haven't been drinking enough water. So I've been eating, but I've gone back to eating like once or twice a day instead of eating, 3 times a day, and having snacks in between, and um and I haven't been sleeping well because of just, in pain. It's hard to get in comfortable positions, so I sleep for like 3 hours at a time, 2 or 3 hours at a time, and it's kind of annoying. So I just lay around and don't do much physically. I am proud of myself that I'm still eating healthy foods. I just need to get myself eating more consistently again, because I was doing that. But it's hard for me to do that, and it's so easy for me to just ignore the fact that I'm hungry. And I was like, man, I wish that wasn't my default setting, to just ignore myself. But it is, and it's really hard to take care of myself when I'm hurting or I don't feel good. So that's something I get to try to overcome and learn to do through all of this. So growth opportunity, I guess, is what one of my sponsors would tell me. I'm like, ugh, don't really like that answer, but it's true. So I haven't done a whole lot. So that's my physically. I'm going to just jump. I haven't done a whole lot spiritually. I haven't been reading my scriptures or meditationals or journaling. Like I said, I have gone to the temple. I haven't gone as a patron, just as an ordinance worker. And I did go to church. So I'm like, I'm doing something, getting there. But it's one of those things where when I don't feel good or I'm hurting, I just have a tendency to just stop doing things. And I think maybe that in part that's a good thing, because it allows my body to heal, but in part it's not, because I stopped taking care of other aspects and areas of my life that I could be tending to. So that's a little bit of a frustrating thing right there. So wish I would do better with that. Emotionally, again, not doing a whole lot of anything. Emotionally, I think at some point this week I was feeling really depressed and discouraged, because I overdid on Tuesday, and I did nothing the rest of the week until Saturday. I didn't even take a shower or get dressed or whatever. I was like, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have anything I have to do, and I'm just not going to do anything. And then I was starting to feel a little bit depressed and discouraged. And then when I went to the temple Saturday and was reminded how much effort all of that takes and how exhausting it is, I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be beating myself up so much for not doing things, because I'm in a lot of pain, and it takes a lot of time for my body it's going to take a lot of time for my body to recover from all of this. And I need to be patient with myself and not be beating myself up for just resting. It would be nice if I would eat a little bit more and drink more water. Definitely need to drink more water. But in the interim, in the meantime, at least I'm not doing a whole lot at home. I'm letting my body heal. And I know at some point I have to start doing those exercises and doing things, because it will allow my body to heal faster. But I have to let the inflammation and the swelling and all of that go down first, because otherwise I'm just going to hurt it worse. So can't do anything right now, just having to wait for things to work themselves out. So a little bit frustrated with that this week, but learning that I am making progress, recognizing that I am still making progress, and just grateful for the little moments that remind me that I don't have to be beating myself up, and that I'm not really super depressed over everything at this point. I'm just kind of, maybe a little bit bored, because I don't really know what to do or where to do things, and I have limited energy and lots of pain. So then I just kind of makes me not want to do things. So trying to get myself motivated is a little bit tricky right now, hence being like 3 weeks behind on my videos. So I apologize for that. But that's all I can remember for 3 weeks ago. And I'm grateful that I can still make these videos today. And that's all that I have. I'm still trying to be happy with my situation and find ways to be grateful for what I have and grateful for the opportunities that I have to spend with my friends and for the people that are willing to give me rides, and grateful that I could still walk and do some service at the temple in spite of my injuries. So, and just grateful for the people that offer me rides. It's fantastic. So just grateful for all of that, and grateful for all of you that are choosing to watch my videos. If you have any comments or stories of your own, you can share them down below in the comments, or you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great week full of gratitude and find some ways to have a happy, healthy life too.